when you were born, the white nurse gave you the name.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, my name Clayton was not given to me by my parents. It was given to me by the nurse that was right there. So, okay, you're Clayton.
Damn. Wow,
So the first thing I did when I went to exile, okay, this is gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
I started my new life.
Yeah.
So from there, because I left Lesotho with special arrangements to America, I had a United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee passport. But it's issued in Lesotho. Then I went from Lebogang to Lebohang. And Lesotho changed from a G to an H.
Oh.
So I go from Lebogang to Lebohang. So for the rest of my life since age 16, I've been Lebohang.
Lebohang. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then, and when did you make the decision to go from Morake to M?
I did not make that decision. The profession made that decision. That's much later.
Yeah, okay.
I went to Lesotho, not for a long time because we kept a hustle.
Yeah.
Went to the first place I went to, I was adopted. In order for me to go from Lesotho to America, I was adopted with a special arrangement by Dr. Robert Pritchard, who was based in Syracuse. So it was a special arrangement with Trans-Africa. It was run by Randall Robinson. It was a really powerful lobbying political organization at that time. Yeah. Long short of that, I didn't go to exile or come to America via how most young people left South Africa, via the ANC or any of the political organization. I left South Africa looking for a gig because I was the youngest nightclub performer.
You started performing at 9 years old?
9, I was ballroom dancing.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
with the numbers in the back?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, where I grew up, and I've come to learn globally, it's like that everywhere in the hood. I grew up where boys will either play soccer or boxing to get closer to girls.
Right.
And I lasted 20 seconds in boxing. Soccer was terrible, too sweaty, and the ladies were too far. So I liked the whole ballroom thing. There, everybody's here.
Oh,
So you were creepy.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but I mean, you reflect on those things as an adult now. You know, no, I like this ballroom thing. Okay. Plus, it's got music in it, you see, and it's got rhythm, it's got melody, and so when you were not hip in the hood I grew up in, if you didn't play soccer or you didn't play, you were not in boxing. Yeah. Those are the only sports that we're limited to. But then at the same time, I became a youth club kid from age 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I started being part of the street bands at about 9, 10, 11.
Well, when did you know that you had a musical gift? Like, when did you know that, hey, this is something, because at some point in your young career, in your life, you know, hey, like, I think this is where I want to go. Yeah, I knew for me, sports.
I think it's safer to say I was born into it. I learned after my father passed away that he was a drummer and he was a singer.
Okay.
And my mom, who came from the Xhosa royal family in the Eastern Cape, who was sent to Joburg to be a nurse, hooked up with a hustler from Alexander, who was a musician and a thug and everything else. So I'm born into a family where I hear nothing but music. So I don't think, and at that time, African-American music basically dominated as much as it is now, even in South Africa at that time, jazz. So when I came to America, I knew I'm going to be the next Marvin Gaye. I knew I'm going to be the next, my favorites at that time was Commodores, Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and
good
Fire.
stuff. Oh, yeah.
Even today, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah.
So I come from that culture, but at the same time, I'm also exposed to Ladysmith Black Mambazo, to the greats that have left, that are in exile, Hugh Masekela,
Miriam
Makeba, all that. So those are like the gods, untouchable, because they're in exile, but their music dominates. It's pretty much what we hear.
Yeah.
So I think my love for
in exile. When you say in exile, you mean they were exiled themselves?
No, they left years before some of us, before 1976. They left South Africa when they were young.
Oh.
I think
and they were running from apartheid.
17, yeah.
Yeah, they were running from apartheid.
Yeah.
Take us back because, talking about your childhood, you mentioned your father and your mother. What was life, or what did your grandparents or your mother and father tell you about life before apartheid? Because that's not something here in the States we ever really learned about. They don't even really talk about apartheid,
No.
you know, in the States as far as our curriculum.
All we had was Serafina.
Yeah, which
We had
years later,
Serafina was like, oh, what's this Serafina?
yeah.
Apartheid. Oh, and then Bofa, I think it was Bofa with Arsenio Hall had a Bofa. It was another.
And then there was Cry Freedom with Denzel Washington. And
What
Stephen
did you
Biko.
think of Denzel Washington's performance? That was good. Yeah.
I loved Cry Freedom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if it did some. I think I may have done some themes and some music in.
And Peter Gabriel did the Biko song. Yeah.
But growing up, everything was a secret, you know, when it comes to the political environment, because we're so isolated as a society. The era where, because the political leadership was in exile or in prison, Mandela was in prison, all of that was like unreal to us, untenable. We start going into, my generation starts getting into appreciation of the environment with the Steve Biko generation.
Yeah.
And then because of Steve Biko, the whole black consciousnness vibe enters the townships, because South Africa at that time was completely, it's a township, that's it. I think before I left, I may have gone into the city once or twice as an adult.
So you stayed, you just stayed in the township?
Yeah, the country was completely.
Because you were in South Africa and I remember watching, the Stephen Biko movie, and there was a portion in there that, they had like the passport book where, in order to travel around. Did you experience that? Because I know that apartheid, and again, we don't learn this in school, but apartheid was really studied by the people who put apartheid in, they studied Jim Crow in the United States. And came in. How did that impact you, like with the whole passbook, and how did that passbook
I actually never had an ID when I left South Africa. I didn't even have a passport. When I left South Africa, I left with the young guys who were going into the underground. It was the Underground Railroad, pretty much like here, but going into becoming soldiers of the ANC and everything else. I left thinking that I'm going to the next club. I had no clue that there's a border. I had no clue there's anything like that. So we left. I crossed the Caledon River not realizing that I'm going to be in exile. I learned that 2-3 weeks later that I can't go back to South Africa.
Because you couldn't leave Lesotho, which is a small country within South Africa.
It's Southern Africa.
Yeah, Southern Africa.
Lesotho is an independent country, but landlocked by South Africa.
Right.
So most people that left for exile left from Lesotho, from South Africa to Lesotho or Botswana. These were the exits out of South Africa.
Yeah.
So I left with the guys who were crossing, what you call crossing. That means they were leaving the country to go into the bush, to go into military training, not through the borders, not through passport.
Yo, it's finally here. Yes. We are dropping our lifestyle merch. 154 is here. It's hot. Come get it. Bam.
Ain't no place like home.